Alright, and welcome to another episode of the In the Hot Seat podcast. And for this week's episode, I will be talking about WWE with Crown Jewel, being able to talk about what happened, what went down. There weren't any kickoff matches once again, so getting right into the meat and potatoes, and then I'll talk about what I thought overall as a whole. So we started things off with a big match, definitely for sure, with Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley to see who is better out of the two, continue things off, especially since the last time that they met. Bobby Lashley being able to do everything that he can to stop Brock Lesnar. He was able to actually attack him even before the match even began and try and wear him down and be able to keep him out for as long as he could. Brock Lesnar was able to actually come back to after a while, able to take out Bobby Lashley and able to not only win, but Bobby Lashley afterwards was able to actually have the last laugh on that. So basically, the match having to be a win for Brock Lesnar, but the feud, I should say, is actually going to be able to continue. I can see most likely going at it for Survivor Series to see what happens there. So basically, both men in a way looking strong, especially with Bobby Lashley getting the last laugh. And then we get into the women's tag team title match. Alexa Bliss and Asuka dealing with damage control. Dakota Kai and as well Io Sky. So no Bianca Belair, no Bailey. They're able to have their own match later on in the show. Being able to have a meet match from Monday Night Raw. And it was really interesting to have this basically as an added bonus and everything, having the rematch so soon on this. But it was actually a really fun match, and Damage Control actually getting back their tag team titles, even though Alexa Bliss and Asuka won them on Monday. So hopefully the titles now will stay on Damage Control. Maybe we'll see other tag teams get into the mix. That would be really cool to see other people get involved with this, with the tag team division, and hopefully Damage Control will be able to have a lengthy title run, which would be well deserved. We had Drew McIntyre and Karrion Kross in a steel cage match. I feel like this was the better stipulation out of the two, and Scarlett basically getting involved again using the spray. But this time, Drew McIntyre was able to get his win and make sure that Karrion Kross didn't escape at all, and everything came close. But Drew McIntyre with a much needed win made sense, and not too sure where things are going to be going, but I really enjoyed the storyline, and curious to see what's next for both Drew and Karrion Kross. I know Kross was looking to be the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship with that matchup beforehand, but then he was taken out. So I don't know if he's going to go back to the Intercontinental Championship title picture, since I know Gunther's still an IC champ as of right now. So we'll see what happens with both of them. Then we get into the OC dealing with the Judgment Day on this one, and being able to see who would be able to stand tall and be able to stop Rhea Ripley, but we didn't have to worry about that for too much and everything. But in the end, we had the Judgment Day actually with another big victory, which is really cool on that. This would be really interesting as a War Games match, if there's going to be a match between both stables and everything, especially if they get a woman involved for the OC. I feel like it would be Charlotte Flair, since they were able to deal with AJ Styles in the Mixed Match Challenge a while back. So I can see that happening. So there's also that. So the match was definitely one of my favorites of the night, definitely for sure. Braun Strowman and Almost definitely surprised me on this one. For a good majority of the match, Almost was taking control, feeling good, and being able to do everything that he can and deal with Braun Strowman, put him away. At one point, Braun Strowman dealing with the Strowman Express, he was actually stopped, which was crazy. But Braun Strowman was able to find a way somehow and actually stop Almost, which was insane there. So really interesting how that turned about, and I know things will continue between these two as well. So it was definitely surprising. One of the matches I wasn't really far too much looking forward to, but really interested to see who will be able to be on top. And I was actually going for more Almost on this one, surprisingly. Even though he didn't get the win, Braun Strowman did. So that was really surprising how Braun came back that way and being able to win there. And then we get the Undisputed Tag Team titles on the line. The Usos dealing with the Brawling Brutes on this one. Of course, Sheamus not around, being taken out by the Bloodline. So it was just a straight up tag team match between the two teams. The Usos looking to still be one of the longest running tag teams, looking to try and beat the New Day and everything. The Brawling Brutes are able to do really cool spots and everything, but the 1D, the Super 1D, which was dope to see that, helped out the Usos and be able to retain the tag team titles and deal with the New Day at SmackDown for, I believe, the tag team titles. So I will see if the New Day were able to stop the Usos, but I feel like they still will be tag team champions just as long as Roman Reigns as Universal Champion, Undisputed WWE Universal Champion, basically. So we get into the last women's standing match between Bianca Belair and Azul Bailey on this one for the Women's Championship, and seeing the cool spots here. We see the steel chairs get involved, the ladder, of course, coming back into play, which is really cool to see that they were able to go onto the ramp and everything, use that to their advantage, use the crates and the golf cart. That was really cool and creative there. But in the end, we had Bianca Belair actually winning and being able to keep a Women's Championship. Bailey came close, so it was really refreshing to see the last women's standing match back, definitely for sure. And then the main event, the Undisputed WWE Universal Championship, Roman Reigns and Logan Paul. Logan Paul being trained by Shawn Michaels and being able to show what he can do and everything. And I wasn't really going so much for Logan Paul on this one, but I was going more for Roman Reigns. So we did get to see the Bloodline get involved. We saw Jake Paul get involved, Solo Sikoa, of course Sami Zayn unable to be there, unfortunately, which was definitely a mess for sure with that. So with all those factors involved, and at one point Logan Paul almost won, being able to try and get that one lucky shot, but Roman Reigns was able to somehow find a way and defeat Logan Paul and keep his Universal WWE Championship on that and still being champion. So that's really cool. I'm happy about that, and I'm sure he'll be champion well into WrestleMania. That's probably where someone might stop him. I don't know. Even then, he can still probably keep things going for as long as it takes. So I don't know who else is going to be stopping him at this point. I'm curious to see who will be able to want to face them at Survivor Series going into WrestleMania. So there's that. A lot of things they can really do. And with that, and also as a side note, we had Bray Wyatt basically saying that he's looking to end things his way, so we didn't get to see any of the Wyatt 6 or anything like that, which I'm sure we will get to see at some point. So overall, I really like the structure of how the shows went and everything, especially lately with Triple H and how he's doing things. So I really enjoyed the Crown Jewel, so I thought it was really good for that. So really looking forward into War Games at the Survivor Series to see what teams that we'll get to see for War Games. So I'm pretty sure they'll have a men's and a women's one, so that should be exciting for Survivor Series, which will be basically here before you know it. So those are my thoughts. What are yours? Leave it in the comment section down below. If you're watching on the YouTube version, leave a like, subscribe, and as well hit the notification bell to stay up to date for the In the Hot Seat podcast. We're on Anchor and Spotify as always, and check out the other socials to stay up to date and as well to support the podcast. And until then, that about does it for this episode of the In the Hot Seat podcast, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you then.